How is this even close? Hey, what's up guys? Appreciate you guys tuning in. We got another broadhead to add to our 2024 head hunt series. For those of you that don't know, maybe this is your first time checking out the channel. It's been 3 years since I first picked up a bow and started bow hunting. So I'm just kind of learning myself and recording my findings along the way, and decided to do this series and throw it up on YouTube so that other people could see what my results were. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is find one mechanical and one fixed blade to hunt with this 2024 season. We're gonna test like 15 broadheads. So I know B3 makes good product. So I seen this, and I guess the biggest thing first is let's give them props on the packaging here. You know, I mean, look at this packaging. Like, I'll probably use this whether I use these broadheads or not. Really like the packaging. You can get me a little bit when I look at a broadhead and it has crappy packaging versus one that has good packaging, and I don't know a lot about either one of them. I'm probably going to go with the one that has good packaging, because normally when people think further down than just the product itself, it's usually going to be a decent product. So it's got a 1 3/16 inch cut, stainless steel, 4-blade, fixed broadhead. It's got a practice tip. It's 125 grain, and you know I'm not using this practice tip. Here's the practice tip. Let me show you. Look at that. That's the practice tip. You've seen that practice tip. Look at this. How is this even close? How's this even close to that practice tip? I don't understand why people do that. First thoughts, taking this thing out of the package. You know, I like how easy the blades are to replace. And I like the chisel tip, very similar to like a Mega Meat, has the scoops in it. The thing that piqued my interest about this broadhead is the blades. Think about a Muzzy, how the blade comes out of the center. So if this was a 4-sided Muzzy, you would have a blade here, not all the way over here. So it's on the side, it's an offset broadhead instead of coming off the center like a Muzzy, or I just keep saying a Muzzy because that's what it reminds me of. But you think that, you may look at that and think it's not a big deal, but when it comes to stuff like broadheads, you know, things that are flying fast like that, I don't know if this thing's gonna spin, but maybe it will. I'm not sure. But one thing I did notice pulling this thing out of the package, and you guys know me, you see this pressure that I'm putting on it. I mean, for everybody that says I'm just, oh, I can do that too. Look, man, when I tell you guys this stuff isn't sharp, I mean, look at this. I mean, how much harder do you want me to push on it? I mean, the chisel tip is sharper than this. My finger just falls off. Anyway, so that's the only thing that I noticed straight out of the package, is it's not very sharp, but it's definitely sharp enough to do the job. So let's get this thing on an arrow and let's start testing. Yeah, I mean, these jokers, they're straight now. Good on spins, baby. Let's start slinging this thing. 40.3. So close enough. So this is the B3 Destrukt 4 out to 40. And I'll tell you, arrow flight was one of the things I was wondering about. It is windy out here with the blades being offset like that. I just wonder, it going through the air, you know, is that going to affect it at all? I don't know. Here we go. We're going to shoot the broadhead first. Once we shoot the broadhead, we'll throw a fill tip on there. Here we go. Felt pretty decent. That thing looked like it flew good. I can't see, I'm blind as a bat. All right, here we go with the fill tip. Oh, you gotta reshoot that. The wind caused me to pull that 40 yards. Let's take a look. I'm assuming the bottom one is the broadhead. Let's see here. Yeah, looks like I need to make a little bit of an adjustment, because this is the second time I've shot and it seems low right at 40. What we do know though, it was within an inch or so of the fill point. That's all that matters. So when we do that flight test, just know, man, you're always gonna have to do a little bit of adjusting. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to tune your head and make sure it's shooting good. Even my fill point's a little off. You know, I normally shoot 100. I just now swapped to 125, but that is definitely not bad. And the arrow flight, I seen it, it looked good. So let's shoot her into gel now. B3 Destrukt 425 grain into ballistics gel. That was I think that was good. I wanted it a little to the right of it. Oh, it does turn, bro. Oh my gosh. Look at how that thing turns, boy. Sorry, stuff. Look at that, man. I mean, it turns good too. That's pretty awesome. I mean, it turned quite a bit too. Let's take this out. Let's measure it first. Right at 10 almost. Good luck getting it out, Bubba. Look at this. Ugh. Golly, bro. To be completely honest, I think 10 inches is one of the furthest we've shot. I think we may have had one go 10.5, but most of them are between 9 and 9.5. So the fact this thing went 10 inches is very surprising, honestly. If it passes the deflection and the durability test, I will be looking at this a little closer, no doubt about it. That wound channel surprised me a lot, man. Let's get everything set up and let's test it for deflection next. This is the B3 Destrukt 4, 125 grains, testing for deflection. You guys probably know by now, but if it goes through the wood, that's good. If it hits the turkey, that's amazing. If it hits the deer, if it bounces off the wood, that's bad. Doesn't mean it's a bad broadhead, but we want it to go through the wood. That's what we're looking for here. Here we go. We're at about a 10-degree angle. Well, definitely deflected. Took a chunk out of the wood, but and it did not go through that, but that's okay. So after hitting the wood, not a lot of damage. That's just wood. I mean, the blade integrity still looks the same. So looks good, did fine. It just, you know, obviously it deflected, but all right, here we go. B3 Destrukt 4, 125 grains. Testing the durability, shooting it through 2 sheets of metal. And I really want to see what this hole looks like, because I think it's gonna be pretty disgusting. Here we go. Went a little high. Let's see, yeah. Pretty nasty. And then there's the exit. Let's get her out. Ow! Well, that cut me. There's nothing loose. Seems all right. It doesn't really have chatter on it. It wasn't never really super sharp to begin with, but it held up for sure. It's a little tank. Yeah, the entrance wound right here, you can see how it has that offset box shape, which I think is pretty cool. And then it came out right here under the Black Hornet. It's a pretty nasty exit. The B3 Destrukt 4, I got mixed feelings on it. The wound channel, you know, it's not sharp out of the box. That's not really a deal breaker for me, because you can always sharpen the broadhead. So, and some of these broadhead companies do have their blades sharpened to function the way they want it to function. You know what I mean? So that may be their intended purpose. It definitely feels well made. I like the way you can replace the blades on it like that, like I was saying earlier. The flight test, it did fine. The gel test, I think, is where it really shined and kind of caught my attention. The way it rotated like a single bevel, I think it's the most rotating broadhead we've shot, except probably the Big 3. So I guess the downsides is the deflection. I guess for me, even though, you know, you can sharpen the blades, it's not very sharp. And I would say the wound channel through the metal kind of just, it wasn't like, I don't know, it didn't wow me, that's for sure. Like I said, I have to go back and watch this video, but I guess as far as is it gonna be one of my top broadheads, I don't know yet. But if you did pick these up or you're gonna shoot them this year, they will kill deer all day. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And once this thing's in there, good luck. It's the arrows, if it doesn't pass through, it's not coming out. Let me know your thoughts if this was informative or if you got anything out of it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like to help me with the analytics. If you want to see future videos, click the bell notification. That will allow my videos to pop up anytime I drop one. Other than that, man, God bless you guys. As always, until next time, you guys have a great week. Thank you so much.